This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics show, the news with the Black point of view.
Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the People Before Politics show, Black Westchester Magazine, the Sunday Rundown. And I am Black Westchester publisher Damon K. Jones. And to support, please go to blackwestchester.com and check out the news with the Black point of view. So we're here today, and I thank everybody who has took their time out of their Sunday to log in and check this out. Thank everybody for actually coming out. And a lot of things been going on, man. We're still dealing with a shutdown. We got a lot of things. We got the Mamdani Factor. Mayor, the new elected mayor, Mamdami, is pushing his agenda. First day out the box, he is pushing his agenda, and we're really going to talk about that. Also, we're going to have a conversation today about police reform, and our New York State Attorney General. Another issue has come around with state police killing a mentally ill man, and there has been no indictment. Once again, they chose not to indict. This is the second time this year that the New York State Attorney General's office has chosen not to indict a cop shooting a mentally ill man. Cops are, when people call police to their homes, and we know if you're living in New York, it's just not just New York, but since we're based out of New York, mental illness has been on the rise for years. And when a family calls the police to help a loved one going through mental crisis, they shouldn't be afraid that the officers that respond will end up killing their loved one. And we're seeing a number of these actual killings, and there is no change. You know, a lot of people know the story of Kenneth Chamberlain Sr., who we did a story maybe last week or 2 weeks ago where Pace University Law School, they named a reading room after Kenneth Chamberlain Sr. And he was also killed by White Plains police, who, when he accidentally set off his life alert So instead of coming to his house to save a life, they end up taking his life. And nothing happened to the police officers then neither. The fact of the matter is the district attorney at that time, Janet DeFiore, said at the press conference that the police using the N-word, y'all know what I'm talking about, using the N-word, not one time, not two times, but three times toward Kenneth Chamberlain Sr. was an act to distract. Wasn't a racial slur. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. The time I'm not even talking about stimulus checks. I don't even know why I posted that, ladies and gentlemen. Stimulus checks, I have no clue. Anyway, so we're gonna have that discussion. We're also gonna have to tax or not to tax, right? New York Mayor-elect saying we have to raise taxes. Kathy Hochul says she doesn't plan to raise any taxes. So we're gonna have that discussion. But first thing, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to discuss. We've been doing this, and we started is the scent of the day. Check this out. This is the scent of the day. It's Latifa Dynasty. I've been wearing this all week, ladies. I mean, it's a unisex, but I think it's mostly men. We open up every Sunday talking about the scent of the day. And today's scent of the day is called Dynasty. It has to be for men. It's a king's crown, but I think it's sweet enough. Maybe a woman could get away with it. Maybe she can, but it's a masculine scent. Some women might. I don't know, man. Like these days you never know. You never know. So the top notes are bergamot, ginger, clary sage, raspberry, and nutmeg. The middle notes are Rubio's tea and suede. Base note is cashmeran, cedarwood, and amberwood. It's a beautiful scent. It's long lasting. It's very relaxing. It's casual nights, office. You can rock this in the office, gentlemen. And it's not a lot. Running about $40 or $50. The goal. I started this because in my heyday, I used to spend $450 or $500 on cologne. I used to do it, man. I used to do it. But then when I started researching different brands, you could buy something similar, good quality, long lasting, good sillage, definitely leave a scent trail without spending all that money. Right now, the government's closed, and it might get worse. So spending $400 and $500 on some colognes, it's just ridiculous spending for the name. They already showed that they fooled us trying to make all the bags. You spending $4,000 or $5,000 for a bag that's made in China, thinking it's made in Italy. And we need to start saving our money and start being wise for all of our money. Black people, we spend $1.7 trillion as consumers, and we still lack black businesses. So let's start off. We're going to start off with the tax war between, or I'm not going to say war, maybe the tax disagreement between Governor Hochul and Mamdami. Let's check it out.
Zohran Mamdani, a rising progressive voice in New York politics, has placed taxing the wealthy at the heart of his agenda. His proposals include a 2% income tax surcharge on city residents earning over $1 million annually and raising the corporate tax rate to 11.5% to fund expanded social services.
So what do people actually think that Governor Kathy Hochul will actually raise taxes because Mamdani is trying to fund all of his, I guess, his campaign promises. Let's see what Kathy Hochul says.
Democratic socialist agenda, free childcare, free buses, rent freeze, the list goes on. I talked to him on Monday night. He said to me he hasn't wavered 1 millimeter on raising taxes on New York City's wealthiest residents to pay for some of that. Now, Governor, you have said repeatedly that you would not raise taxes. You said, quote, I've said there's no new income taxes. Do you stand by that promise?
Yes. Again, what I find so fascinating is all this conversation about how I'm continuing to lead New York State. I'm the one putting money back in people's pockets and cutting middle-class taxes, as I've done, and finding ways to support child care. These are areas where I'm aligned with Zohran Mamdani. And we'll work on this and build more housing so people can have a roof over their heads in New York City.
Why Hochul is feeling the pressure momentum behind Mamdani's movement. Mamdani's popularity and the backing of progressive groups meeting his tax-the-rich agenda is gaining significant traction in urban New York and within the Democratic base.
So what do everybody think? Like, do we actually think that that she's going to raise taxes? Now, would Mamdani use her as a scapegoat if he can't get the things that he has promised done with free buses, free transportation, rent freezes, free grocery stores? It has to get paid somehow. So the question is this: how is it going to get paid? If Governor Hochul says she's not going to raise taxes, that's where we're going to be. That's the battle that we're going to see starting next year. Because it's just, you know, whether you agree with Mamdani, whether you don't agree with Mamdani, whether you, it doesn't matter to me, because everything is just simple math. Everything is simple math. If you're going to give something for free and you're going to have city workers working to give something for free, the city workers are not going to work for free. Somehow you're going to have to make up the money for free buses. I haven't been on the bus in years. I don't even know how much a bus costs. I can't even tell you. I'm a driving guy, so I don't do public transportation, and I'm not trying to be bougie. I just don't do it. And I don't even know how much it costs. But that revenue that they take in helps operate the bus system, helps operate the train system. Now the train is run by the MTA. I'm not sure, but I really think the state's going to have to approve that if he's trying to say all the trains is going to be free. That's something that's going to have to come from the state. So the question, the actual question, is he going to promise all this stuff and know that Hochul's not going to give it? And then use Hochul as a scapegoat because he promised all these all this free stuff to black folks? I don't know. We have to wait and see. Not knocking him, but I'm also saying that we have to be aware of the dynamics that play in politics when they promise you free stuff. My mother used to tell me, nothing's free. You're going to pay a price for something. Maybe you don't know what the price is, but there's nothing free in this world. So we have to really see. Now, the government has been shut down for a long time, brothers and sisters. And just recently, the Democrats made an offer. They made an offer because they claimed that they were fighting for what they say. They claimed that they were fighting for health care. So then Donald Trump made an offer. So let's check it out.
As the government shutdown drags on, the battle over healthcare reform has taken center stage. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer proposed a one-year extension of the Affordable Care Act to keep subsidies flowing while Congress works on a long-term fix. But Donald Trump countered with a bold alternative: eliminate what he called the money-sucking insurance companies and send the money directly to the people, allowing Americans to buy their own health care and keep the leftover funds. The Senate floor erupted into debate. Schumer argued his plan protects working-class Americans from skyrocketing costs, while Republican Senator Bernie Moreno fired back that Democrats hadn't even released a written proposal, and that their plan essentially cuts checks to insurance giants, not families. The clash revealed a deeper truth. Both parties claim to defend ordinary people, yet both protect a healthcare system built on corporate profit.
Before, we're willing to negotiate once the credits are extended, plain and simple. And we made that in our proposal yesterday.
So for 1 year, people making millions of dollars would still receive these COVID-era subsidies?
The bottom line is the senator from Ohio ignores that 99% of people.
So just to be clear, Ms. President.
Was recognized.
So just to be clear, what you heard from the minority leader was the following. I just want to recap it for those of you who might have missed. Number one, he acknowledged that the Democrats have actually not put forward a written proposal that people could look at. Number two, he acknowledged that his plan would be to allow millionaires, let me just say that clearly, people making millions of dollars would receive Biden-era COVID Obamacare subsidies. You heard that right. No income cap. I was going to ask him before he stormed out of the room, because evidently he doesn't want to hear any opposing views or actually engage in meaningful negotiation. He would have heard me ask the next question, Madam President, which is, would he continue $0 premiums, which we know for a fact have enormous levels of fraud? If he had stayed, I would have asked him a third question. Does he want these monies to go directly to insurance companies? Let me repeat that, Madam President, because I don't think the American people have been told the truth here. This money does not go to people on Obamacare. This is a check written from the federal government to the wealthiest insurance companies on the planet.
The ACA's flaws are not new. Created by Democrats in 2010, it tied healthcare access to corporate partnerships and temporary subsidies that keep expiring, creating a cycle of political brinkmanship instead of real reform. Trump's proposal taps into bipartisan frustration, suggesting that returning control of healthcare dollars to individuals could increase competition, lower prices, and reduce dependence on government and corporate gatekeepers. Still, healthcare isn't like buying a car or a phone. Without safeguards, direct payments could leave vulnerable patients exposed. The key would be ensuring coverage for pre-existing conditions and regulating insurers while giving consumers freedom to choose. For Black Americans, the stakes are even higher. The ACA expanded coverage but failed to close racial gaps in outcomes or affordability. A model that empowers individuals, if built on transparency and accountability, could let families prioritize what truly matters, from mental health to maternal care. Ultimately, this fight isn't just about extending subsidies or cutting out insurers. It's about who controls the health dollar. Until Congress confronts the profit-driven structure of America's medical system, the rhetoric of reform will continue while families bear the cost.
And yes, so will that work? I don't know. I mean, will money go in directly to the people so they could buy insurance themselves from the insurance companies instead of sending the money directly to the insurance companies? Will that change the free market? Will it make insurance more affordable? I don't know. But I do know from people that I talk to, there are those who feel that the ACA has a lot of flaws. There are a lot of flaws in the ACA that need to be fixed. I don't know why the Democrats put an expiration date in the ACA, and now they're fighting to stop the expiration date, but they are the ones that actually created the bill, voted for the bill, Obama signed the bill became law. Why would you put an expiration date in it when you control the House and the Senate? So like it's very confusing, and the only people that suffer are the average people, the people that need health care. Health care is a problem. We send $8 billion over to Israel. They have free health care. Their children go to college for free. And we send them $8 billion a year. That deal was made by Obama. But they got free health care. Their kids go to college for free. Yeah, money to Argentina. But that deal was done before. But still, at the end of the day, money to other countries. No matter which party it is. Obama did the deal with Israel, $8.3 billion a year, but Black folks couldn't get executive order on recognizing the need for reparations. And now you have Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, vetoed the reparations bill to see how slavery affected African slaves in Maryland and to give an apology, and he vetoed it. And then he wants to be your Democratic candidate to run for president. And he vetoes a bill to study reparations. Y'all vote for him if you want to. You be a fool. You'll be a fool. And stop allowing these ignorant Black folks to tell you, oh, well, you know, Westmore, we beyond reparations. No. There's some of y'all Negroes out there, if somebody owed you $20, you never forget it. How are we supposed to forget 250 to 300 years of free labor and slavery? That's what we're supposed to get? $6 trillion. I believe it. And you got people saying that we don't deserve it now, because when we had the opportunity under Obama, we wanted to fight for everybody else's rights and what everybody else was owed but Black people. And let me tell you something. I know a lot of y'all Black folks support Mamdami, and that's your business. I don't live in New York City. But one thing I saw in his acceptance speech, see, you was already, Black folks, y'all were already disregarded right at his acceptance speech. You know why? Because he said that immigrants built New York City. Immigrants built New York City. No. New York City was built off enslaved Africans. And their bodies are still buried under the Wall Street, under Wall Street. He didn't even recognize Black people's commitment to New York City. And y'all gave him 40% of Black New Yorkers voted for Mamdani. He gets up on stage and doesn't even recognize your work. That goes back to other groups having an agenda. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Exactly. Exactly. You asked for $5 trillion from Obama, and I guess we ain't get it. we ain't get that. But that's crazy. That's insane. The Black folks plan for New York. You have to have an ask like the Black folks. Well, I mean, listen, it's not an ask, it's a demand. It's not an ask. It should be a demand. If you're not going to do it, you shouldn't get our votes. We got to get something from it. Black people don't get anything from it. And that's the problem. Whether it's Democrat or Republican. No, brother, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, brother, but I do know we shouldn't be giving anything for our vote if we don't get anything in return. Oh, okay. Okay. So we're gonna get on. Let me remove this stuff here. We're gonna get on the next story. We're gonna get on the next story here. Here we go.
Walkers elected Letitia James. They believed they were choosing a fighter for justice, someone who would defend the voiceless and hold power accountable. Instead, under her leadership, the state's top law enforcement office has become defined by inaction, especially in cases involving police killings of mentally ill or emotionally distressed individuals. From New Rochelle to Buffalo, and most recently with Daniel McAlpin's death, the same pattern repeats. A 911 call for help ends with a fatal shooting, followed by an attorney general's report declaring the officer's actions justified. Each case concludes the same way: no charges, no accountability, no reform. McAlpin's case is especially disturbing. His mother called for help during his mental health crisis. Instead of trained professionals, police armed with rifles entered his home. Minutes later, he was dead. The trooper who killed him hadn't received mental health crisis training in nearly a decade. Yet James's office still ruled the shooting justified and offered no recommendations for reform. This failure isn't isolated. In New Rochelle, officers shot and killed Jarrell Garris after falsely claiming he grabbed an officer's gun, a claim disproven by body cam footage. Again, no charges, no accountability. Letitia James had the authority and the moral duty to correct these systemic failures. Following George Floyd's death, she was supposed to compile statewide best practices for use of force after every police department submitted reviews. Those recommendations were never released. The moment for reform died in her office. Instead of using her platform to protect vulnerable New Yorkers, James has focused on high-profile political cases, suing Trump and chasing corporate headlines, while ignoring state violence against the poor, the mentally ill, and the Black. Her silence sends a clear message. In New York, officers can kill without consequence, and families who seek help risk tragedy. True justice requires leadership that values training, then compassion, and accountability over political popularity. Until that changes, the grieving families of men like McAlpin and Garris will continue to remind us of what happens when the people's top cop stops leading and starts hiding behind press releases.
Now, some people call me a Republican because I am hard on Tish James. And I've been in law enforcement. I'm retired, but I've been in law enforcement for 33 years. I've been fighting for oversight and better training for police officers for most of my career. Tish James came into office, and a lot of people, they really had hope that she was actually going to address a lot of the lacks in oversight in the police departments in New York State. And she hasn't. This is not an attack. This is just facts. You know, this is just actual facts on what she hasn't done. But what we have heard and what we have seen is her talk about Trump. While families of loved ones or family members of loved ones have been shot at, or killed by police, especially those who are in mental crisis. See, what people must understand, a lot of police departments don't train their cops to respond to mental crisis. That's one of the biggest problems that we have, and it affects Black communities more than it affects any other communities, because these poor Black communities really don't have the money and the health care to make sure that the people in their family that have these mental needs are professionally observed throughout the day. So a lot of times it's a family member, it's a cousin, it's a grandma, it's a grandfather, it's a loved one that watches them and makes sure, you know, that they could get throughout their day without crisis. And when it gets too rough, they call the police to help, not to come and kill their loved one, not to come and do it. So a lot of times, brothers and sisters, because they're not trained, then the unfortunate thing happens. So in this last incident with this young man, his family called to help him. And he was having a mental episode, saying that he was dealing with the devil. Now here's the key. He had a knife in his hand and he had a fake gun, and the police knew it was a fake gun. The report states that the trooper was aware that McAlpin possessed a knife and an airsoft pellet gun, so wasn't going to hurt nobody. Officers' body-worn camera footage confirms that the suspect told them it wasn't real. And despite that knowledge, the troopers treated the situation with an AR-15 rifle. So you got a group of police. You got a group of police dealing with a mentally ill man with a pellet gun, knife, and they bring on an AR-15 rifle. Why not just get a shield and just ram them? To the life of me, I don't understand why police are so scared of knives. I was a correction officer for 33 years. We don't have guns in the jail, and we deal with inmates with knives on a daily basis. He pull out a knife, You put a whipping to that behind. And it's justified because it's still physical force. But to use deadly force with somebody with a knife and a BB gun, I don't get it. There were so many other ways that you could disarm this young man, and the fact that these cops haven't received training to deal with mentally ill people for over a decade. That's the point of the training. That's the point of the training. And what does she do? The top cop is refer it back to the police department? No. When I was on the Westchester County panel, when then Governor Cuomo put the executive order that every police department in New York State had to review their policies, their use of force policies, and make recommendations and send them to her office. Took 9 months out of my life. I got off at 7 a.m. Had to drive 45 minutes home to be on a Zoom call at 9 a.m. with this task force for about 9 months. Only to do this report, send it to the AG's office, and she does nothing with it. Wasted 9 months out of my life doing something that I didn't get paid for. But I did it because I thought that the outcome was to be greater than the sacrifice that I did, because we would have had some type of reform, some type of training, so these incidents will not continue to happen. But they continue to happen, and her focus was bringing up them crazy charges against Cuomo, and then chasing Trump and trying to destroy his family, while the main work that we needed to get done, her office failed to do. And this is not an attack, because if you attack me saying I'm attacking, then clearly you have never sat down with a family that lost their loved one to police violence, or sat down with a family that called the police to help their loved one because he was having mental crisis. Instead of helping them, they killed him. It's a very serious matter. Wow. No comment. Yeah. Well, everybody has a story. This is not anything anti-police. We're just saying police just need to be properly trained to respond to situations. We're not talking about defunding the police and all that other nonsense that they talk about that only puts the Black community in more danger. Because police departments around the world, the country, in Black cities are short 50, 60, 100, 1,000 police officers. And then crime is out of control, and you can't get nobody to take the test. And foolish Black parents tell their children not to become a police officer and protect their community, but they don't have no problem with them being in gangs in the community. That's the hypocrisy of some of these Negro parents. Where you can get benefits, a pension, Hey, what's up, Nolan, Joseph? Thank you for coming in, man. We're just having a discussion. You know, thank you for tuning in. But, you know, we have to, I gotta change our mindset as Black folks, man. And we have to come out and vote. And sometimes it's you got to look beyond the color of the person when you're voting for them. You got to look at their intentions. You know, because if you keep voting for the same thing and expecting different results, that's a definition of insanity. So ain't nothing wrong with the politician when they don't do anything. There's something wrong with you because you expected them to do something different. I know Tish James is going through what she's going through with Trump, but that doesn't change the accountability she has to the people and doing a job for the people, especially in police oversight. She's the top cop of the state. So when a police officer shoots an unarmed Black man in the back of the head and then says, "Oh, I thought he was going for my partner's gun," and you see on the body cam that the partner says, "I have my gun right here," and points to a holster. And from your investigation, you found that there is no justification to bring charges against the officer, then there's a problem. He said that sounds like Mount Vernon to me. You know, there's a problem, brothers and sisters. We have, man, come on. See, and the next to last story is the fact that we don't know who funds our politicians, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. I don't care who it is. You should always know who funds your politicians, where the millions of dollars actually come from, because those are the people that they work for. That's why we have all these problems with our healthcare system, because big pharma and the big insurance companies and the big health lobbyists, our politicians are on their payroll. They get all this money to make sure they make more money. Not that you get good health care. Their game is to make sure that they get more money. You haven't figured that out yet. I really wish that someone will pass a law that every politician in the United States has to wear a jacket. You know, like those race car driver jackets, and they have all their sponsors on the jacket, all over the jacket. That's what politicians need to wear. So you can see all the different corporations that donate to them, that give them money. That's a level of transparency, but they won't do that. So you have to do your research, and you have to find out who's financing these politicians. I don't know neither. I don't know if we could get I don't know if we could get back to where it should be, Brother Nolan. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know, because the few people who address it are ultimately attacked. And it's just not the politicians, it's the media that falls in line with the lie, right? The newspaper falls in line with the lie, so everybody that's falling in line with the lies, the person that's actually telling the truth is the one that gets attacked. Oh, absolutely. I truly, yes, exactly. Just like NASCAR. Exactly. Listen, I really believe there's a lot of businesses that might leave New York. Now, I did an article on Black Westchester. Please check it out. I compared the politics of the newly elected first Black county exec in Westchester County, Ken Jenkins, to his political style to Mamdami's political style. And I did even further. I took their speeches and I ran them through AI and let AI analyze their speeches and asked AI which one was better for business growth. And of course, King Jenkins, who in his speech focusing on lower taxes, education, people working together, creating a community, rather than making the rich and businesses the fault. I just subscribed. Do you have a particular day and time you come on so I can keep an eye out? Brother Nolan, thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. I put videos throughout the week, but Sunday at 6 to 8, we're here every Sunday live. And whatever pops up, news or any type of event, I put up videos to address that throughout the week. So you subscribe, so you're gonna get the notifications. But basically, Sunday is the day that we're live, and next week we're having a new co-host come on, and she's a powerhouse, and we're gonna have great conversations. But I thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. Definitely. Let's give our brother Nolan a round of applause. Come on, y'all. Oh, I gotta get you. Yes. Thank you, man. Oh man, where am I at? Media assets. Here we go. On the comments. What are you talking about? Homelessness and healthcare are the same scam game when it comes to politics. Politicians in Westchester have been a non-for-profit homeless shelters. Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the problem, is that even with this budget and this year, bringing everything back to pre-COVID spending is messing a lot of people up, because they created a economy off all that money that was actually coming in. So, but we have to really have that type of conversation. Did the states, right, spend more money in expectation of all this money coming in, this COVID money, and they never reduced the spending to go back to pre-COVID until this year? Now people are messed up. Organizations might have to close because the money that they were used to coming in through Biden is not coming in no more. I don't know. We have to have we have to have these discussions instead of all this craziness that is literally going on throughout the United States that's not helping anybody. Only thing is helping is those protest profiteers that get checks to keep the chaos going. And I know that for a fact, There's a whole bunch of them out there that get checks to keep this chaos going. So people get mad at me because they say, well, why are you not getting on Republicans? Well, black folks don't vote for Republicans. So what it just does me to waste my time? Yes. So what does it does me to waste my time to talk about Republicans? I need to enlighten y'all on what the people that you actually vote for are doing. Because when you don't see the outcomes, it's easier for them to blame Republicans. It's easier for them to say it's racism, the racist system. But if you're in a black city, and I use Mount Vernon all the time as an example, when you have a black mayor, a majority black city council, a majority black school board, how are you blaming Republicans for the condition of your city? I lived there. I ain't seen no Republicans in power. It was nothing but Democrats. They haven't had an elected Republican in 20 some odd years. So the condition of the city you can't blame Trump for the condition of the city. So how do we do that? And then how do we believe it? We have to hold our elected officials accountable. And one day I'm going to have this whole discussion on how do we figure out that the Democratic Party is the black party. You're only black if you're in the Democratic Party. And this is not saying you should join the Republican Party. I'm just trying to question, when did we start that? We're the only ethnic group that says that. In Westchester County, you could go to these movers and shakers, and the husband's a Republican, the wife is a Democrat, or the wife is a Republican, the husband's a Democrat, and they both give fundraisers at their house for their prospective party. And guess what? No matter who wins, they benefit. That's the best game in town. But black folks, we put all our marbles in one party, in one bag. Do you do that with your money? Huh? When you have a bunch of money in the bank and you go and the teller sees that you got all this money in your savings account, don't she call the other lady over and they say, hey, you need to talk to our investor? And you say, well, I need to talk to the investor. They say, because you need to diversify. You shouldn't have all that money in one account. So if you do it with your money, why don't you do it with the value of your vote? Because that gives you what? More leverage. Now, I don't want to let everybody flip. Oh, he telling people to go to the Republican Party. No. I'm just telling you, you need to think differently in your strategy if you're going to get something. That's all I'm saying. You know, listen, the Southern, both parties plays the Southern strategy on their followers. Both party does. Because the right will tell their followers, the reason you're in this condition is because of them. And the left will tell their followers the reason that you're in this condition is because of them. You know? So they both. Well, Ken said the county is in fiscal condition no matter what. And that's all I care about. You know, and it's also unfortunate. Well, a lot of people really can't tell you, Brother John. You know, because they're just following what other people are saying. See, I don't watch sports. I get a bowl of popcorn and I watch the congressional hearings and stuff like that. I'm weird like that. I don't know what started that, but I like watching the House floor, the Senate floor, C-SPAN. I just sit there and I'll just watch it. I work out to it, have it playing, or if I'm cleaning the house or doing whatever around the house, I'll just have it playing and listening. That's my thing. And I know a lot of us don't do that or have time to do that. So when I talk about some things, y'all just don't know because it don't be on the news, you know. But thank God now, you know, with the show, I could take clips like I just did and show people what is the conversation on the floor because a lot of times, yeah, because a lot of times they don't talk about it in the news. So we're gonna get in this last video, and I was having a discussion about Mamdami and the funding, and that is very important, you know. And this is a little clip of explaining why is his point and where this guy is getting his money from, and I think we all should be concerned.
Mamdani rose to power, claiming to fight for the poor with promises of free buses, rent freezes, and higher taxes.
Wait a minute. Where'd she come from? Let me remove her. 1 second. Sorry about that.
Mamdani rose to power, claiming to fight for the poor with promises of free buses, rent freezes, and higher taxes on the wealthy. But behind the image of a grassroots crusader lies a web of elite donors, PACs, and nonprofit networks that quietly bankroll his campaign. Public filings show that while Mamdani boasts of small donors, the real money comes from out-of-state billionaires and institutional players, including those linked to George Soros, Elizabeth Simons, and Tom Preston-Winter.
I'm sorry, Soros gives billions of dollars to his charity, okay, his foundation, and he gets a tax deduction for it, or he's received tax deductions for it. Then he funnels the money to a related organization, which is another charity founded by his son, Alex Soros. That charity is known as a 501c3 also. Right. So that organization then goes ahead, right, with the money that they received, we'll call it Bend the Arc Action, with the money they receive from their sister entity and endorses Zohran Mamdani.
Forensic accountant Sam Antar exposed how Soros's Open Society foundations and affiliated nonprofits legally route charitable funds into political influence through 501c3 and 501c4 entities, creating what he called an incestuous relationship between charity and campaign advocacy. For Black New Yorkers, this isn't just about hypocrisy. It's about return on investment. Black voters made up 40% of Mamdani's vote, yet still face economic decline and insecurity. When billionaires fund both moderates and radicals, it's not revolution, it's market control.
Yep. So we have to, and that's the hypocrisy, brothers and sisters. You can't say that to hate the rich, to hate business, and you get your money from the rich. That is hypocrisy. That is complete hypocrisy. So like we have to really research it. Now, if that's what y'all want to vote for, that's what you want to vote for. I mean, that's on you. That's on you. But if he's going to attack business, trust me, businesses are going to leave. If he's going to raise city taxes, it's not going to hurt rich people. Wealthy rich people hide their money. That's why they're rich. That's why they're rich. They know how to hide their money in tax loopholes and shelters and all that. So guess who ends up paying for the cost? The middle class worker, the small businessman. Rent freezes, yeah, that sounds good on paper. They've done it before. The de Blasio done it before, but guess what? It hurts it hurts black families, those black families that have businesses. And what are their businesses? Real estate. They have a home, they have a multifamily home, and they rent out the apartments in their multifamily home to pay their mortgage. But yet Mamdani is going to go up on the property taxes. So your property taxes go up, but you can't go up on your rent. That's not good business. And then he's talking about even taking property from slumlords or whatever. This is insane. This is insane. You're going to see, what you're going to see is a lot of fires. People rather burn the building down, get the insurance money, and bounce. That's what you're going to see. Because the math ain't mathing. And I don't care how people feel, the math is not mathing. And I'm not defending the rich, but it's just math. It's just math. If the wealthy, according to reports, pay more 45 to 50% of the taxes now, you want them to pay more taxes. And then, but they can leave. You got two huge investment firms building in Dallas. Chase and JP Morgan. Chase is also building in Detroit. And when these firms, these big firms leave, trust me, Wall Street is not far behind. Because we don't think. We thinking, oh, well, let all them races go. Yeah, well, all them races, they got money. So when you don't have those businesses contributing to the tax base, guess who pays for it? The middle class. Well, I mean, look, Dallas ain't no slum city. Dallas is beautiful. I don't know what people are talking about. Houston is a beautiful city. I don't know what people are talking about. A lot of people that's running their mouth ain't never been nowhere. But those are beautiful cities. And Houston is a beautiful city for black folks. And people are moving there because of their policies. Houston PBA just, let me see if I have the flyer. I want to see if I have the flyer. Houston just, let me see if it let me post it. This is what this is what Houston Police Department is posting on social media. They're going after officers. And people talking about, well, the racists go. No. If you are young, let me tell you something. If you are a young NYPD officer and you ain't got no kids, he said, Chase is leaving, whether it's Cuomo or Mamdani. Probably so. If you're a young officer in the NYPD, if I was, I'll take that deal. I'll be out. Houston police start at 80 grand, 80,000. I would be out. I will pack up and leave. And that's what they're going to get, a lot of these young officers. I think well, hey, listen, I don't know, but I tell you what, if I was a young officer, I'll take this deal. 80,000 houses. You could get a $1 million house for about 400,000 in Houston. Top pay is 120, I think 117, 120,000. Are you kidding me? I'll be out. And you're gonna see, and you're gonna see more black officers moving down there than white ones. So I don't know what people are talking about. Oh, let the racist cops go. Man, please. You want to see everybody leaving. If they smart, I would go. If I was young, if I was back in my 30s, I just missed the age thing for not Boca Raton. Damn, I forgot the name of the city. I would have left. But by the time I got myself together, I missed the age limit. I was over the age limit. You'd be foolish not to. But they're gonna get some numbers. The Houston, I did the article. The Houston PBA president said that Houston is like 1,200 officers short. He said if they could get 200 to 300 of NYPD, they met their goal for what they could get. And I think they could get more because NYPD is very young. And if they're smart, they'll go. You coming in the gate making 80K. And then top pay is at 100 and something. But the cost of living is cheaper, the houses are cheaper, and you can live better. And that's the goal. Hell, in New York, you make 100 and something thousand, you still have a hell of a time buying a house. Average house up here is like $700,000-800,000. Good luck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a great time in Houston. I love Dallas and San Antonio. Love San Antonio, brother. I love San Antonio. What they call it, the water walk and what's that where they had the shootout? I can't even think where they had the shootout. They had the famous shootout at. It was like a jail, a bank. I don't know what it was, but when I went over there, man, I thought it was something big, man. This little house. Yeah, the Alamo. yeah, it was the Alamo. I went over to the Alamo. What? They will let you die and question if your life or the life of the unborn. Yeah. They don't believe in abortions. They don't believe in abortion. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. So you better go down there, marry, take care of yourself. But cost of living, man. I mean, that's what people voted for. When you in Rome, you gotta act as the Romans do. That's what they voted for. So I don't know. I don't know the time we're facing, man, and I really hope that people get it together. And I pray for the people in New York City. You made a choice. You got to live with the choice, and you got to just understand how your politicians are financed and who they really work for. And I pray for the federal workers, man, dealing with these politics. Listen, the Democrats listen, if you're negotiating, you started, you said something, the president said something. Now the negotiations to start, open the government back up. What are you doing? They need 6 more votes from the Democrats. Democrats, open the government back up. Stop playing games with people's lives so people can get these SNAP benefits. And stop blaming Trump. You need 6 Democrats to vote. I'm just being 100. I'm a realist, man. I'm a realist. I don't have to kiss nobody's ass. I don't have to worry about a job. I don't have to do none of that, but just tell the truth. And sometimes people don't like hearing the truth. I don't need no money from nobody. So that's why I say what I say and how I say it, because I don't need money from nobody. God has blessed me. Blessed me to live the way I live. So I just want to speak the truth. And if the truth hurts, it just hurt. I really don't give a damn. You don't have to watch the show. It's okay. It's okay. We just hit our little 2 million view count. Thank God. But I want, listen, another thing before I close. Whether y'all like it or not, I want to say big shout out to Candace Owens. She is the top podcaster in the world with 3.6 million downloads a day. See, independent media is breaking the back of mainstream media. Whether you like her show or not, whether you like her opinion or not. I don't agree with everything she says, but I recognize her work ethic. And she still has the #1 podcast in the world with hate or no hate. You know what I'm saying? So, big shout out to Candace Owens. Let me say something. Our blackness should never be defined by a political party. I'm going to say that again. Our blackness should never be defined by a political party. And what makes me mad is when I see black people in Congress, Republican and Democrat, and they are sitting there instead of having the conversations about how we could work across the aisle to make black communities thriving. These Negroes is sitting here talking about whose party is better. No different than the Bloods or Crips. They sitting there gangbanging, red and blue. We have to get beyond that, brothers and sisters. We really have to get beyond that. Because I don't know if you saw anything the last time. Our communities look like shit. I don't know what window y'all looking out of. But I know when I go through the black community, it look like shit. So we need to get up. We need to get it together, no matter what party you are. And stop following these comedians that ain't done nothing in the black community, but fucking tell jokes. Life is not a joke. Having a good educational system, having economic development, having black businesses in your community. Grandma not being afraid to come out without being robbed or walking into situations she shouldn't be, making our communities a safe place to live is not a joke. Stop following these damn comedians. Malcolm warned us about following entertainers. D.L. Hughley is a joke. He don't give no solutions. He just run his damn mouth. We need solutions. I've been watching young black men and women come to jail for 30 years. To the point that their children, before I retired, their children and grandchildren was coming to jail. Are you kidding me? And we got the nerve to listen to Negroes that tell jokes like they some social, like they some activists. Come on, man. We gotta be more intelligent than that. Yeah, absolutely. I've been through over 37 states, 150 cities over the country last 10 years, and you are absolutely right. Black communities all over the country look like garbage. With black mayors, congressmen, city council, these are the leaders Negroes. Or rapid cellular. That's who they give airtime. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank God for YouTube and y'all good brothers and sisters that come on Black Westchester and listen to the news with the black point of view, that y'all could get some balance instead of some of these Negroes that, and many times don't even know what they're talking about. It's easy to blame the white man for us not doing what we're supposed to do for us. We have $1.7 trillion in spending power. We're not oppressed. We're just out of order as people. We're out of order. What oppressed people in the history of the world spends $1.7 trillion a year? Where? Somebody put it in. If they know where do you find an oppressed group of people that spend $1.7 trillion? Where do you find an oppressed group of people that have more Mercedes Benzes than their oppressor? Where? More Gucci bags, red bottom shoes, weaves, eyelashes, gold chains, pendants, diamond watches. What oppressed people have all that? Living in the projects with a Mercedes Benz. What oppressed people have all that in the world other than black folks? But we're oppressed and victims. We're just foolish. We have to get it together. Stop following these white liberals, man. Stop letting them tell us that we're oppressed. Start working on cleaning up our school systems. We better get in front of AI and start learning trades. I got some young brothers upstairs right now. They painting. They got their own business. I mean, that's what we need to start training our young brothers and sisters to do. Instead of looking for a job, these young brothers upstairs created a job for themselves, and they're here painting my house. We better wake up. Pharaoh has let us go. Pharaoh has let us go. All right. Well, thanks everybody that's watching. I hope y'all got something out of it. This is the People Before Politics show, the Sunday rundown. Please go over to Black Westchester magazine, blackwestchester.com. It's the news with the black point of view. Check us out. Check us out. Check us out. And like I said before, throughout the week, we'll pop up with different shows. Wellness Wednesdays, Motivational Thursdays, Friday Morning Cheat Code. You know, they'll just pop up, but the live show is on Sunday, 6 to 8. And next week, we're gonna have our new host, and she's gonna be coming. She's gonna be coming home, coming on, making it happen, making it happen. Her name is Larnez Kinsey. She just sent me some headshots, man. Listen, y'all brothers, I know y'all gonna be coming on, man. I know y'all gonna be coming on, man. But she starts next Sunday. You know, she writes articles also for Black Westchester. So check out her articles on blackwestchester.com. And we're gonna make it happen. We adding new voices. It's just not going to be me or AJ talking. We're here adding new voices, and we're going to make it dope. We're gonna make it dope. And we thank people. We thank people that have subscribed tonight. Please share. Please share and check out our other shows on YouTube. And please go to the website. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Black Westchester Magazine on Facebook. Black Westchester Magazine on LinkedIn. Black Westchester Magazine on Instagram, TikTok. Please check us out. And thank you as always. And we're going to pay some bills. And may y'all have a great night and start your week off being blacktastic. Peace out.
Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today.
Oh man, I'm sitting here reading the things, man.
Rep the movement. Get your official Black Westchester merch today. Hoodies, tees, and more at blackwestchestermerch.shop. Wear your voice, make a statement. Damon K. Jones exposes the lies and challenges the gatekeepers in Black politics in his powerful book, Emotional Politics and Logical Failure. Black America needs fewer emotions and more outcomes. Our communities deserve better. On sale now, get the book or audiobook on Amazon, From the Streets of Westchester to the Heart of Hip Hop. Discover A.J. Woodson's powerful collection. Black Westchester, the origin story. We got our own thing. Hip hop from the 9, 1, 4, and Black Westchester celebrate Black women of Westchester. Available now at blackwestchester.com and on Amazon. Get your copies today. Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Big thank you for the Super Chat support. We appreciate your help in keeping the conversation and independent Black media strong. Black Westchester, it's the news with the Black point of view.
This is the People Before Politics show, broadcast every Sunday at 6 p.m. Hosts Damon K. Jones and AJ Woodson bring you the news that impacts our community. Join us for unfiltered, unapologetic coverage of the stories that matter most. Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics show, the news with the Black point of view.